If you take a lot of pictures, whether it's going to be from your cell phone, you're a content creator on the go, or you're just going on a vacation and you just want to back up your files, one of the things you definitely take a look at is going to be this ORICO personal cloud storage. So at its base, what it is going to be a hard drive enclosure. These are going to be available in both 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch drive. So the one I have here is going to be for the 2.5-inch notebook hard drives, whether it's going to be a disk drive or a SSD, such as what I have here. So what it is, ORICO does make a bunch of enclosures, and we did take a look at a couple of those on the channel before, and they have worked quite well. And then this is their latest one. So this is model number CD2510, and really what they try to do is make an easy-to-use device, which is going to be both a enclosure, so you can use it as a DAS or direct attached storage, where you just plug it into the computer and you would have additional storage, or it does have a RJ45, and you can plug this right into your network, and it will work like a NAS as well, or network attached storage. And the way it's going to work is, so if you're already familiar with NAS devices, it's going to be a little bit different. I would consider this, let's say, for example, NAS Lite. However, you can plug this into your router and use your router software as well and go that way. So with this, you do have a couple of different options. So let's take a look at it from its base, and then we'll go through. So you're going to have metal construction on the side. You have plastic case on here. You do have an easy-to-use plug here. So the drives are going to clip in. Now, one of the notes that I will give you, there we go. So when you're installing these drives, so 2.5-inch SSDs, we're going to have the power and the data right into here, into this port. So when you plug it in, push it in this way, make sure it goes all the way in, and then snap it down. And then you're going to have this lock here, which is going to twist to make sure, and it's going to push the drive into place for you so that it's not going to be able to pop out that way. So that's number one. Then you're going to take your case, and it's going to be magnetic, which is going to be very cool, and it's going to cover right on top. Now, on here, you are going to have 3 QR codes. So one of them is going to be for Android, and the other one's for iOS. And that is what you're going to need in order to set it up as a network attached storage or for the personal cloud. Now, if you want to use it primarily as a direct attached storage device, then all you have to do, it is going to come with a USB cable. You have a USB-C port right on here. Plug it in, plug it into the computer, and you'll be able to access it, and it will work just like any other hard drive enclosure. If you wanted to, oh, and obviously plug the power cable in here as well, and press the power button. Now, if you're going to want to run this as a VPN, through a VPN, and you have cloud storage, or you're going to want to run it as a network attached storage, you'll plug this into the router with an RJ45 cable, which it does come with. And then you will need to download the app. So it uses the WeLine app. And what you're going to do is, when you plug it in, you are going to need to create an account. And when you plug it into your network, make sure your phone's going to be on the same network. You'll be able to attach it, and then you'll be able to pair the devices, and then you'll have access to it. So the network access function of it is going to be through the app. Now, you can set it up directly through Windows Samba as well. However, if you wanted any of the cloud storage capabilities, you do have to use the WeLine app, and that's what's going to give you the VPN. So overall, it does do what it promises to do. However, it's not going to be if you're primarily seeing this and like, oh wow, this is a really cheap NAS device, it's going to be more limited than a traditional NAS device than what you're thinking of, and it does use a lot of the functionality of the app itself. And if you did want to use cloud storage, meaning this is connected to your router and then you wanted to download and you want to transfer data while you're traveling in a different country or anything else like that, it does go through a VPN, and you will have to pay extra for that. So we do have an annual plan on that. However, regularly you don't have to use it, and you definitely don't have to pay in order to use it as a regular disk attached storage device or anything else like that. The other thing to note that this is, because it's not a, it does have a CPU, basically it's an own mini little computer, it is going to be slower. So I did not get, I think, more than like 40 or 50 megabytes transfer speeds, even though the drive is going to be, it's an SSD, it was capable of significantly faster transfer speeds. So your transfer speeds on this are going to be a little bit slower as well. Overall, I think who should consider this if you're primarily going to be transferring pictures and you primarily need an external hard drive enclosure, but you'd want to mess around with and get a little bit of experience with running a DAS or a NAS, then this would be a good way to go without having to spend a ton of money on this as well. So hopefully that gives you the information that you need. This is the ORICO CD2510 personal cloud device.